For tonight's On the Arise, the name speaks for itself. Sticky Fingers Joint, a new niche food New York City restaurant featuring the likes of s'mores fries and salted caramel chicken fingers at this popular restaurant based here. Owners Paul Abrahamian and John Sherman join us now on set with their tasty creations. By the way, anytime you bring food, you get entry onto this show. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
You know, I said niche kind of food in the beginning. Was that the idea here when you went into business? You wanted to create something a little bit unique, something that you can't get just down the street, and you can get every type of food in the city.
You know, 100%. I think that, you know, Jonathan and myself, when we did start this, sometimes if you want to achieve what most people don't achieve, you have to see what they're not seeing. And I think we started this, number one, as a passion. We kind of romanticized the idea of doing food. And this was actually something we said, hey, cool, number one, it's scalable if we do this right and we really figure it out where it becomes, again, something you can kind of stamp out. We can actually build a career for ourselves. So we did it off a love of fried chicken.
And you now have two stores. Starting restaurants, especially in New York City, is so difficult. How did you come up with the money? How did you come up with the idea? How do you get the whole thing going?
I mean,
this guy actually.
I did what I could, but it was definitely a hard, difficult road. I mean, whatever money we first put in, obviously it was like not even close to what we really needed to get it up and running. And yeah, I mean, there was a lot of, the first 6 months were a little bit up and down, but, we kind of stuck at it and slowly but surely figured out how the game works and, just trying to constantly learn and be the best operators we can.
Okay, so tell me about some of the things on the menu and how you came up with them.
Yeah, definitely. So I actually had been living in Brazil and then China briefly. And so I came back and I told Sherman, who I've known since middle school, dude, we got to do this chicken finger idea. And he was just like...
He's like, what?
He was like, no.
But we talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked about it for a while.
So literally, we just jumped in the kitchen. I bought a deep fryer at a flea market. And we started cooking at parties and just having a good time.
That's how I hear it often begins, is people start going to parties and doing some catering and then getting enough momentum behind you to open up a store.
Yeah, I mean, that was, we at first it was just like in our in our apartments, but then we did a couple big parties and had a lot of people trying the food, and we just got such positive feedback that it was kind of enough.
So tell me about a s'mores chicken finger. That sounds like two food groups that don't really go together.
Actually, on the secret down low, if you wanted to make a s'mores chicken finger, you could, but it's actually a fry dish that we have at our second store. But also at the second store, you can build your own. So we have s'mores fries on the menu. If you would like to build a s'more finger, I'd love to invite you to come eat it, try it. You can be the first one to try it, because I haven't tried it yet. I'm sure it's pretty good. But
I mean, one of the things that we've started experimenting with that other people are maybe scared of is the whole idea of salty and sweet and how just amazingly they work together. And so, we put from day one, we put this salted caramel finger on our menu. And a lot of people would come in and caramel and chicken, I don't know. And then everybody would try it. Everybody loved it.
Yeah, that's a theme often, isn't it? To try to put food groups that don't normally fit together, and you'd be surprised what people come up with.
Well, actually, it's funny. So, I actually never really traveled when I was younger. When I did travel, I realized how similar all the food is in the world, but with its own unique kind of twist. And that's really what we're doing here. We're just elevating an awesome product, which is, again, people eat fried chicken everywhere.
Absolutely.
And looking at the flavors.
And chicken fingers in the city are huge. So,
yeah,
what do we have here, by the way?
Okay, so this is our French onion supreme. And basically, that's our homemade French onion crema. Mm-hmm. We have thick-cut bacon bits. We have chives. And we also have deep-fried scallions. Excuse me.
Deep fried onions. Yeah.
Literally, we need sleep. Second one, poppers.
Well, you're in the restaurant business, so I imagine.
We close at 4 in the morning.
And you're there all day, right?
All day, and we have 2 stores.
Yep.
Buffalo balsamic maple blue. Mm-hmm. So we make homemade buffalo sauce with aged balsamic and maple syrup, and we put.
So maple syrup is part of the sauce.
Yeah, we make all the sauces homemade, and so we actually just did a menu change. So we took off 4 sauces, but how many? 16 now.
I think we have 18 different sauces.
So we're home making these sauces. So it's
So this doesn't fit into the health food craze, but I think some of the most successful restaurants that are in business right now in New York are sort of comfort foods.
Actually, well, you know what? Yeah, 100%. It is comfort food.
You're going to tell me this is healthy?
Well, look, it's pure protein, and so there's no skin on it. So we've learned from a lot of our customers that some of the biggest health concerns that come from fried chicken is the actual fact that there's skin on, when everyone loves skin. And secondly is that The oils that people use, there's a lot of different oils in the market.
But the point is, so what if it's not entirely healthy, right?
Well, we offer grilled as well.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
You offer grilled and you offer some options, but you want people to come back, but you also want a whole bunch of new people. And talk to me a little bit about the marketing efforts. How do you get the word out there besides doing television shows?
I mean, we actually got lucky and we did this big show on the Food Network before we opened our first store. It was called 3 Days to Open with Bobby Flay. From that, we actually got a spot on the Chew on ABC, which was great. But other than that, it's been mostly like, guerrilla marketing, getting, word of mouth. And a lot of people have picked it up, and kind of caught on to it.
It's definitely also the product, and one of the cool things I actually think about Stickies is like there's a certain vibe. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the interior of the first location or the second location, but it definitely is an experience, from like the music to the people. And again, people aren't going to come to us and eat our food because they think we're cool or fun or whatever it is. It's the food that speaks for itself. Like, the chicken is awesome.
But I mean, either way, every day I see somebody come into the store, and whether they're taking a picture of the food or they're taking a picture of the art on the wall, it's just like, oh my God, look at this.
Well done.
I've never seen this before, and they're sending it to their friends.
Thank you. And one of the stores is right in Murray Hill, right down the road from us.
33rd and 3rd. Right
Corner of 33rd and 3rd.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Next week on Arise Exchange, Nigeria's Access Bank CEO stops by here to talk about why Africa continues to grow and Europe continues to shrink. I'm Andrew Schmertz. Thanks for watching Arise Exchange. Have a very good weekend.